Welcome to the next part.
Woo!
Yes, this part we're going to be fighting a bunch of trainers that are completely optional, but I fight them anyway just to waste time. And because I'm horribly underleveled, because the pacing in this game is, Jesus Christ, crazy.
Yep.
It's actually, I mean, it is pretty disastrous. I think this game really wants you to go grind at Mount Battle because the levels jump up to like 10s.
But at least we're in, like, the nicest place in the Ori region.
Yeah, it's so nice that in order to actually get to the place where all the, the attractions are, you need to beat 4 admins in order to get all the keys. So, I'm not sure.
What's the point of building this place?
I assume it was like to me. I mean, we're gonna see soon that it has a much more sinister background. Actually, we already know that because we've fought Cyber Peons here. But I assume this will be like a big public attraction. I mean, this place is essentially like the Dubai of the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a big empty desert. We dump old people here and dump a bunch of criminals here. That's basically all this place is. Just like a criminal, horrible place.
It's Australia.
Yeah, except it's not an island, I don't think. And, except then some rich douchebag was like, you know what, I'm gonna build a really fancy battle stadium here. And, I guess it wasn't open to the public because there's a bunch of villains here, so I'm not sure.
So besides the closing doors to Pokemon's hearts, like, is Cypher doing good here, do you think?
Good.
Like, keeping Ori nicer?
Well, doing bad with a fresh coat of paint over it.
Where did they get the funding to build this place?
Off the money they had for the Pokemon party. Clearly these guys were loaded. I mean, they were able to get all these scientists to bribe all these people to where, I mean, their funds seem almost non-ending. Maybe they're in cahoots with Team Rocket. God knows Giovanni's got an absolute buttload of cash.
What is the... How connected are the regions in the Pokemon world? We know Kanto and Johto are right next to each other, and obviously they've got a thing going on. What about Hoenn?
I know that.
And
okay,
Ori.
I'm pretty sure they're all in the same place because I remember on the Pokemon map there was a big deal because Unova was the first region, I believe, that was confirmed to be part of its own landmass. With the whole philosophy of it being the first, a revival in Pokemon being the first part of the new half of Pokemon, I guess, the new era of Pokemon. And breaking away from the older games, and for that, Unova is its own first continent, so that we know all these older places like Hoenn,
Yeah, because
Ori.
they also connected the Japanese map.
Yeah, they're all part of one island, except for I think Fiore. I think the Fiore is its own island.
You mean
Fiore is from Pokemon Ranger, yeah.
Yeah, and also what is it? Shadow over. I'm trying to remember what this other region, Ranger 2, is.
I have no idea, but regardless, all the main regions. I mean, we can tell that the Shino is in the north. Hoenn is probably Kanto and Johto, I'm pretty sure, in the south. I think Hoenn's even more south. Considering it's a whole tropical thing going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to completely own Heracross because even though he's an awesome Pokemon, especially so in the main games, I cannot deal with his bullshit. So.
Yeah, I guess that explains why Unova. Well, Unova must be richer. I mean, it has all those cars. I mean, Kanto only has one car.
Grand total. No, I think that's just because Kanto is really worried about their carbon emissions, so they can only allow one car ever to exist.
But yeah, I can't blame people for thinking he was under that truck, because what the hell was that truck doing there?
I think it was like a beta object or something. I don't know. It is pretty bizarre. It's almost kind of creepy how there's just a truck there.
Just one, the only truck in the entire country.
Why didn't Red just ride the Saint Anne away from all his troubles of being a Pokemon
Why didn't you
trainer?
steal that truck?
An alternate... Drive it into the water, yeah.
Oh, Heracross, you cheeky bug.
What if... But if there's like a mini-game of some kind when you capture Pokemon to like help you increase your chance of getting it. Well...
You capture Pokemon to increase your chance of capturing...
No, a mini-game as you're catching the Pokemon. To strengthen the chance of you.
So you want AB to work.
Oh, kind of. Well, something more proper, like an action command of some kind. Let me make it more involved, so it's not just, because sometimes you do end up in those really bullshit moments, and you've got the Pokemon's at 1 HP, paralyzed, you're sleeping or whatever, and you just, freaking Ultra Balls don't work, Timer Balls don't work, I mean, you don't want to use your Master Ball.
You usually use Dusk Balls, because that's where most legendaries are in caves.
Alright.
And Dusk Balls help with that a lot. I think Dusk Balls are better than Ultra Balls in that case. And then once you stop using Dusk Balls, you use Timer Balls. By that point, the Timer Ball is like OP.
Yeah. And I just gave Heracross a fiery embrace. I gave him a reassuring hug, telling them that I would come back for him some other time to purify his heart, except not.
Yeah, he just, by the way, good old TDF here just confirmed that we are going to show off every Shadow Pokemon. He's going to record every single one.
No. Nope,
It's happening. It's time.
Maybe in 10 years I'll do it.
Yes.
As a sort of, if ComCom still exists by that time, I'll do it as a special, like, me capturing every single shadow, but until then.
Commentary comms 10 years later.
This game does actually have a pretty extensive post-game thing, excluding capturing all the shadows that you missed.
You have Snag'em.
You have the Snag'em base, you have the Imposter, you have getting the other Johto starters.
Yep.
And some other stuff. And you also have the Under Colosseum and the Ori Colosseum.
Yep.
I think... Was the Ori Colosseum in this game? I think it might have just been... No, I don't think it... I think it might have just been a Colosseum. I don't think it was an actual story thing.
It'd be kind of weird for Pokemon Colosseum to not have a Colosseum.
No, because like in XD, there's this post-game Colosseum, the Ori Colosseum. That has like, it's tough as hell, Jesus Christ. Absolutely unforgiving. And
also you have the optional thing of going up Mount Battle and I think getting Ho-Oh.
Ho-Oh is only available in the battle, in the Colosseum mode, like not in... this is something that really made me mad, because I didn't realize this. I went to the Mount Battle in like the main story mode of the game, and I went through all 100 levels, and I got shit. I just got a bunch of ribbons and horrible.
So Ho-Oh is where?
Okay, in the main menu, you know how there's like a story mode and a Colosseum mode?
Yeah.
One of the options for Colosseum mode is to go into doing Mount Battle. And you can choose to use your story Pokemon, which is what you're supposed to do. And then you have to go through 100 arena-esque battles. Like, every time you're about to fight someone, you have to go through that whole process of choosing only three Pokemon to use. And it's really long and tedious and boring. All Pokemon are level 50. And, after 100 of those, then you get Ho-Oh, but only if there's an extra spot in your box. Because, God forbid, if you don't have an extra spot in your box, you're not going to get Ho-Oh.
God damn. Ho-Oh's great, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're really willing to do it, it would be a prize worth better than XD. I think in XD you just get Johto starters, which you got in this game anyway. So, yeah, that's it.
Ho-Oh has a weird name.
Ho-Ho.
Ho-Oh. Ho-Bo.
As the Pokemon were being named, their names being bequeathed by Arceus. he said Lugia. Thought how funny that name sounded and went ho-ho-ho-ho. And then that's what he bequeathed upon Ho-Ho.
Ho-Oh.
Ho-Ho. Ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho. Lol. Just call him Lol.
You know what's weird?
What is
like,
weird?
Legendary is now, like, when you look at Ho-Oh, Ho-Oh looks like what it was representing, the sun.
Alright.
But then they started basing their legendaries on more abstract ideas like time and space. And they couldn't think of anything.
Time's kind of bluish.
They really couldn't really think of anything to show off in the design.
Space is kind of pink, you know.
So they just made dragons. Now, granted, Dialga looks awesome. I think it looks like a proper, like, legendary
Palkia looks like a penis.
But they don't really look like they represent time or space.
I mean, how are you going to represent time? Put a big clock on
maybe
it,
you
like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Maybe you like make it a ground type and put in some like shifting sand to make it represent, like, it look like a little bit like an hourglass.
Gen 3 was really the gen that sort of broke away from the whole, thing of, okay, take an animal and mix them with some kind of concept that Gens 1 and 2 had. That's kind of like the big breaking point where a lot of people don't like how new Pokemon look.
Yeah.
Gen 3 sort of went for more abstract geometric shapes. Like, yeah.
I like how people were complaining about, oh wow, they have a Pokemon called Finneon. Wow. What about Seal?
Yep.
What about Seal?
Magnemite,
Come on.
Magneton. Whoa. Yeah, people are often blinded by nostalgia and forget that the original Pokemon did have a bunch of ridiculous things. And here is Wigglytuff, thankfully without Yumta, or else I think we'd pretty much be destroyed.
Yeah. If only we could harness such power.
Power of a nuclear bomb. Goodbye.
Yumta.
Oh yeah, Yumta salute.
Yeah.
He bowed before us. Oh, yeah.
And now he's going to celebrate that by waiting more.
Just wait there forever. So I appreciate the amount of detail they put into this place. Like they designed the restaurant, they designed the casino, and the other room.
Activate the jukebox.
Yeah, you can't really even do anything here. It's just for a place to accidentally run into
A
battles.
full course menu of Pokemon.
Delicious. What Pokemon do you think would taste good?
Farfetch'd apparently tastes really good.
Yeah, that was confirmed. Mareep chops.
Yeah. Slowpoke tails.
Oh, I always imagine that Slowpoke tail would just taste really rubbery, and it would be more like Slowpoke tail. I would imagine it would be like really fatty, and something more that you don't like really directly eat. You sort of have it on the side with something.
Yeah. You suck on it.
It costs like 1 million Poke, so
yeah. What about Rage candy bars?
they make you angry with how bad they are.
Ha ha ha.
I'm pretty sure Rage candy bars weren't they like turned into a standard item? You could just
Yeah. Heal 20 health.
Thank God this is before
stockpile.
before the special defense boost.
Yeah.
Ridiculous a monster. Like, especially Gen 4 non with the whole special defense
Storm
sense.
Drain.
Or I still think Sandstorm plus, special defense makes him quite a monster.
And also, Storm Drain.
Sand Veil.
Yeah, but Sandville's banned.
What?
Evasion.
Oh, no fun allowed.
How could you not know this?
Noctowl was always that kind of Pokemon that it was kind of wish was cooler than it actually is.
Huh?
Noctowl.
Noctowl is good at, like, walling. Specty. Very respectable. Specty. I like saying that. Specty.
I mean, he has like an imposing look. You think he'd be a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't know. So would you say Skarmory is probably the best bird? Like, best general regional bird?
Skarmory's not a regional bird.
Not Skarmory, what the hell am I thinking of?
Staraptor.
Staraptor.
Yeah. Staraptor is the best. These models are really...
Yucky, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been over this. They were all basically ripped from Stadium
Except
2.
for the Hoenn models, obviously.
Oh. Remember the last episode of like the Johto League when Gary pulled out a Blaziken? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, what about when Gary pulled out an Electivire?
Yeah, I pretty much dropped my pants then too. That was.
Gary is always one step ahead.
Oh, definitely. Gonna have Generation 10 Pokemon. We only got Generation 6. God, he's so cool.
Damn, he's cool! I actually didn't know this until recently that in that GIF it's Iceman, and that's why it's also funny.
It's a pun.
Yeah.
Whoa. Except there's no food here.
Yeah.
Also, despite being in such cramped quarters, we had enough space to fight.
Well, the laws
I mean,
of Pokemon battles. I remember, like, at the beginning of Gen 5, and then your first Pokemon battle, after it, like, you see footprints on the walls.
Yeah, I was just pecking the guy, what the hell?
like, if this were, like, a real-time battle, there'd be, like, he'd be doing some Matrix shit.
And we can see back there, Silva went Hitman on us, is now pretending to be a bodyguard.
Ooh, a street performer.
Is this like
Nudge, nudge, nudge.
It-
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Is this like Japanese person impression of like a prostitute or something?
I don't know.
How they wear gaudy pink and big ballerina dresses and
Yes.
it's great. I've always wanted to use Quillfish in Octillery. They always struck me as really cool Pokemon.
Quillfish is useful. Yeah, RU and UU. And even OU. Drizzle Swim wasn't banned.
So has Fun been banned yet?
Nope, not yet.
But they're contesting it on the forums,
Yes.
right? They're like, fun kind of impedes with skill, which is the priority for Pokemon. critical surf from a defensive Pokemon. Looper.
Whooper. I like Whooper. Whooper's cool. Yeah.
Charismatic trainer Looper challenges you to a battle.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt challenged you to a battle. Bazooper.
Exactly. Builder of the tower.
Shadow Pokemon battles.
No, not that he has any or anything.
Yeah. I think you could heal before this battle if you're not even being careful.
I'm just so confident in my own victory that I know that I can win.
It can be done. Swallow is pretty good in this gen. All that guts.
And now the biggest trick. Even the clerk is a bad guy. You're also the guy who we stole Pokemon from in the beginning.
Ah.
It's okay, we can just give him a fiery embrace and all will be over.
Oh, so that peon change depending on who you caught.
Yeah. If you know about Bayleaf or...
Oh man, moral choices.
I know, it has such a big influence.
It's gonna change our ending.
Yep, that's sure is...
What did Grumpig just do?
Bouncing, I think. And by bouncing, it of course means levitation.
Should have healed.
No, I can do this. I can take it. He only got 2 Pokemon. That demotion must have hurt him hard.
Yeah.
I really like Muck. He's like a really cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
Poison types need more love.
Muck is great.
Whole turn wasted.
Why are you digging? Don't dig. Stop him from digging, PDS.
He just ruined the floor of this place.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he dug through marble, but you know.
Why did you use dive?
Just instantly liquidates the floor into some kind of magma-like thing.
Yes.
And apparently we phased him out of existence once again. The sheer shame just...
No, we got a demotion.
He was demoted into a flea.
You got demoted by God. I'm sorry, Arceus.
And this guy caught me off guard because I actually really did want to go heal now, but...
He's a rider.
Yeah,
He's a cowboy on a steel horse he rides, and he's wanted dead or alive.
well, he's gonna be dead. Spiritually.
Emotionally.
Yeah, exactly. Not emotionally, he's gonna have emotion. His emotion's gonna be tears and frustration. His spirit is gonna be in shambles,
Absolute devastation.
After I absolutely devastate him with my mad Pokemon skills.
This is the most anti-competitive game, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd say all the main games are pretty anti-competitive. I mean, all they simply do is they, you know, I said this before, but they're all hyper-offensive, right? Like, regardless of the generation, because all you have to do is knock out all their Pokemon. There's no strategy to it. They're always, you know, at a level which you could easily topple them. The AI isn't going to use any kind of cohesive strategy or have, like, properly EV Pokemon or anything. They're just going to throw whatever they have at you. Just knock it down. That's it. You're essentially fighting a bunch of...
What's the boots about the subway?
Well, I mean, obviously, things like the Battle Frontier, etc., like, accommodate for this by providing with more strategic type of gameplay. Like, the Ori Colosseum in XD does offer a significantly higher level of battling.
Yeah.
That where you actually do have to think about your moves and not just mash the A button like in
Before
any
you take
JRPG.
on the final guy, are you gonna, like, take all this money you've won and go stock up on items? God knows you don't get that much money in this game.
Yeah, this game really does strap you for cash. You really are pretty...
You gotta be strategic about the items you buy.
I don't think I've ever really gone over maybe like 30,000 P, so... Also, we've got another thing that we have to do before we go up.
Yeah. What is
A
that?
certain Pokemon needs to be purified, and we need to go see Eugene for a certain gift, iconic to every Pokemon game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Master Ball.
Oh, I thought you were talking about...
Not like I'm going to use it or anything. Hoarding in RPGs.
Don't you have the time flute? Didn't you use that?
I think I used it,
Yeah,
once
you used it
before.
on speaker, I
Yeah,
think.
because it's going to take way too goddamn long, but the Brava is ready to be purified, so I'm going to just go along and do that.
So what happens when you purify a Pokemon?
You unlock the door that you give them. You literally like give them like a quadruple bypass. You cut open their
Yeah,
stomach.
because it's not. It's like you think the heart is metaphoric. No, like there's actually a door on their heart, and the reason they've got all this funding is to hire surgeons to do open heart surgery.
Right
on
there,
these
exactly.
Pokemon. And there's a little tiny door in there.
Eugene doesn't know how to use his PDA.
So where did he get a Master Ball?
Because he's the legendary trainer. He probably gifted to it. I mean, a lot of people suspect that Eugene is basically Ash, except he changed his name so he wouldn't have to deal with Misty after marrying Bella.
How easy is it to make a Master Ball? How much does that cost to produce?
I don't know about like the actual logistics, like what actually makes Pokeballs more expensive. Okay, you've got the power to like contain matter in like a digital form inside a ball.
Yeah. And upload them to computers.
Where do you go from there? Like, how does it cost more money to program it to be, like, tighter or more like this? Like, how do Pokemon physically resist, being trapped inside, like...
With their willpower, and the Master Ball actually just depresses them.
It breaks them emotionally. That's why basically what Pokeballs are, they enforce, like, Stockholm Syndrome on the Pokemon. Like, you're their captured, that's why they're instantly friendly to you.
So this is basically, like, the most amount of money you really will have, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think...
How much have you spent up to this point before spending here?
I don't know. I usually
Would you guess?
I mean, to be fair, the game does load you up with items. Like, right off the bat, you begin with basically all the cures, you begin with a couple of full heals, you begin with some potions and some super potions already, so the game does stock you up from the start. I wouldn't say I've spent maybe like 30,000 Poke in total. Like, mostly on just items and Pokeballs.
But it's still very stingy with this.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, if you spend too much...
And I kind of like that. It does make it more like a kind of like barren place. You wouldn't expect this place to be exactly economically thriving. The people here are all kind of poor.
And there's no wild Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, why
well,
would
I mean, they say there's no wild
So I know
Pokemon.
this place has Pokeballs for a reason. They say why it has. I don't remember the reason, but they did have a reason. Why do the other places have Pokeballs? Oh, yeah.
It's not popular.
Huh?
It's just not popular enough.
No, why do the other places have Pokeballs, but this place does? Why does the other place... Because they gave a reason for this place to have Pokeballs.
Well, after I guess you incited a kind of Pokeball frenzy. Maybe you're bringing back catching Pokemon, and so I guess other places sell them now as well.
Or was it... Wait, didn't they give a reason... Oh, I remember it. Didn't Egon say that he was going to tell the Mart to get Pokeballs?
Eugene. Egon.
I don't know.
European
Didn't he
Union.
say he was going to get the Mart to get... I don't know.
Probably, I
Who
think
the
so.
news.
Yep. Whoa! We only figured this out at the beginning of the game.
Whoa.
So as you can tell, ONBS is pretty slow.
Yes.
Hence the name Oh No Bullshit.
Oh. And here we are.
Poor guy. Look, they're wearing black in the middle of the desert sun. Poor guys. Jesus, that's brutal.
You can't even stay at 98 degrees. It's supposed to be like over 100 here.